My light was on.
That might, well,
One of them is getting fired, I think.
Huh?
It's not on yet.
And one of them is.
Okay, wait,
Alright.
it's on.
All right, so motion to come out of executive session by Mr.
So
So
Gaines.
moved. Second.
Second by myself. We're a step ahead of you. Any further discussion? All in favor say aye. Gaines and then myself.
I just want to formally apologize to Mr. Morrow for a comment I made earlier.
Please.
Nobody's
here
watching now on the
will
camera.
recognize
That's
that.
right.
I formally do not accept that apology. That peg leg.
The room is empty.
Lord have mercy. All right.
I'm gonna.
All right, hang on. Let me get control of this thing. Hey, no action was taken in executive session.
Right.
Any other additional business, Mr. Slay?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Please, we need to add to the agenda for consideration of a discussion about relocating our road department from its staging area at the county barn to other suitable locations.
Okay.
The idea behind that, this is to add, so we'll need to add that to the agenda first.
I'll make a motion.
Hang on,
Second.
hang on. We got other things too, don't we?
Yeah.
Then we're adding this to it.
We got another one to do.
I know you can do it all at one time.
Yeah, just do it at one time.
Okay, go ahead.
Jared gets ahead of me. I can't get to talking. Let me pull my mic closer. I get closer. I'm ready now.
I'm ready.
Go ahead. I'll beat him to the punch this time. Go ahead.
Why don't we just take that one first?
I'll
Just
make
add
a
that one
motion.
to the agenda,
All right,
and we'll come back
okay.
and add
I'll make those and add this to the agenda.
All right. So a motion by Mr. Morrison.
Second.
Second by Mr. Morrow. Any further discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed with the like sign.
Okay.
What's
So
Make-
now we've added it to the agenda.
Yes, sir, it's added, so we just need a motion to authorize Mike to begin the process of relocating.
I'll make the motion.
All right. So a motion by Mr. Morrison, second by Mr. Morrow. Any further discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed with the like sign.
As a matter of record, I don't think we need any motion on this. It's a service, but our environmental consultant through Mr. Buster's office is going to accept a couple of quotes on service providers who can evaluate the condition of the county barn with an eye towards finding a contractor who will be able to give us recommendations on either taking it down or encapsulating or whatever else.
Okay.
Okay.
Make that motion.
Second.
All right. So motion by Mr. Morrison, second by Mr. Morrow. Further discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed with the like sign.
All right, that was added.
Yeah.
Okay. Now to accept. Motion by Mr.
Except two
I make a motion.
Got a motion by Mr. Morrow, second by Mr. Bishop. Any further discussion? All in
What?
favor say aye.
On what?
We just put.
Well, you
Yeah,
put it on the
okay.
agenda, now you
Okay.
have to
All right.
accept it.
Yes,
All in favor say aye.
Uh,
Any opposed with the like
All
sign. All right. So both acts are done there.
All right.
Okay.
Mr. Slate, I'm sorry. Bob?
I'd like to bring up the discussion about Miss Becky Boyd's comments about removing that ordinance that's over our reservoir district, and I would like to go ahead and put it I'll go ahead and make the motion to put it on the agenda that we remove the prohibition of wine, light beer and wine, light wine and light
Sales.
beer
Yes, sir.
it-
on election day.
on
yes.
election day.
There's a specific prohibition in our existing beer and light wine ordinance that prohibits any sales of beer or light wine on election day while the polls are open, regardless of whether it's countywide or otherwise. And so the recommendation that is being made is, let's just remove that prohibition. I wanted the sheriff to speak on it.
I did too.
I made sure that Brian got a copy of that, but.
I think that's why he's not here.
Oh. Gotcha. So.
Maybe it'll help incentivize. If you can go have a cocktail and then go vote. If they get somebody
Well,
into the
my-
poll that wouldn't
my
normally
thing
go, I mean, that's a good thing.
My question on that, I didn't know, is that something we can do
Yes, sir.
well, I mean, what are other counties doing?
Yeah, well, I have no idea what other counties do, but every county is autonomous.
See, I thought that was something that,
You thought it was a state law by the
yeah,
state.
I
did.
thought something, yeah, that Secretary of State kind of said.
Well,
All these years, I thought that.
the thing that I think is most acute is when you have a
Right.
small election that may only be 10 or 12 precincts, and
Yeah.
it could be down at Florence.
I agree.
They can't sell a beer at the reservoir
I agree.
during that, and nobody at that reservoir has any relationship.
They don't even know the election's
Right.
going on.
Right.
Well, don't think they don't do it, one, and two, if I'm not mistaken, Mr. Slade, the cities are still allowed to.
They do.
Really?
Yeah, yeah.
This is
That's
a
a county ordinance
county
for
ordinance.
those outside the cities.
I didn't think you could do it. I didn't know that now.
The cities are totally autonomous. I know we passed the thing in there. Yeah, that did all away with that stuff.
Oh, well,
Yeah.
that makes it different. I didn't,
I make
because I
the
wouldn't
motion.
want us to be able to do it and the city couldn't, or, so.
So let me make sure we're clear. The motion on the table will be to rescind and remove one paragraph out of our current beer and light wine ordinance that prohibits sale or giving or providing of beer and light wine to any person in Rankin County on election day. We're removing that prohibition. So now all beer and light wine alcohol sales on election day, if they're in the county, it's wide open.
Raymond, you got any, I mean, does the sheriff have any issue, what was his?
He and I have not personally discussed that. I don't think he would have an issue with it. I tell you, I'm sure I don't have an issue with it. It becomes a problem because, I mean, I've always thought it was kind of an antiquated deal anyway. And when they go inside the city and make that purchase.
Can you guys speak up and put that in the microphone, Raymond, while you're discussing those issues?
I don't see it being a problem.
Yeah, because I didn't realize the city could and the county couldn't. Oh, that, yeah.
All right, so,
Okay.
Our ordinance is only gonna control
count.
unincorporated
Okay.
county.
All right, so, Mr. Morris, that's your motion?
No, I'm going to back off that and let somebody else make that motion.
I'll make the motion.
All right, so you got a motion by Mr. Bishop.
At the recommendation of Becky Boyd's office.
Well, I second it with also saying what he's saying, Raymond's saying, the other part of that is enforcing it. Because this street is the city limit line, and this service station on one side selling beer, one on the other side can't sell beer, and he's 20 miles from the nearest precinct that's even accepting a vote. And who on that day is gonna go out there and find and enforce that ordinance? It just,
Yeah, I mean, just like up your way, who's gonna know?
All right.
How do you give them notification?
Sheriff's Department, we get calls about it, and
Yep.
some of them say, well, that's just while the polls are open, so we can start selling after 7. And actually, I think it may say while polls are open, but we have a lot of times told them the entire day, just can't sell the entire day.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, it's just, it's a royal pain.
Originally it
All right,
was.
we're
but
gonna
now it
take
says
care of
7
that.
a.m. while the
Okay,
polls are
originally.
open. Originally it did,
I
now it's while
mean,
the polls are
if
open.
I was up
Give it
in,
to Becky this week. I've been
up there at Holly Bush, I wouldn't know. I wouldn't even know there was gonna be a,
I make a motion to
Election.
recess.
All right, so hang on a second. We got a motion by Mr. Bishop, second by Mr. Gaines. Any further discussion? All in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed with the like sign? The motion passes. Anything else additional business-wise?
No.
All right, so entertain a motion to recess until the 29 March, 9 a.m. By Mr. Morrow, second by Mr. Bishop. Any further discussion? All in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed with the like sign?
Hey, I wanna ask a question, Buster, Tim. Who's making up, if we're 100,000 above what our estimate was,